Cool. I'm going to take the next 5 minutes to show you how connecting different technologies can make the social sector work better. So we all love apps, in part because they just work. They do one thing really well, and they plug into all your other apps, your iCal, your social media. And integration goes beyond the App Store, actually. I'm sure some of you have received an SMS when your prescription's ready at the pharmacy, or picked up movie tickets right at showtime because you'd ordered them on the web. So this seamlessness is fantastic, but it wasn't always a thing. So that was a thing. And we've gotten a lot better at making technologies plug and play. But as it turns out, building seamless, integrated systems is very expensive. It's difficult. Not so much a problem in the corporate space because great user experience leads directly to profit. But for us, working in social impact, we're often left to improvise with shoestring budgets and tackling issues much more serious than movie tickets. I know this all too well. 5 years ago, I co-founded a company called Vera Solutions. And as scruffy as we look, we've built data systems for more than 150 leading social impact organizations. PATH and PSI, Oxfam, Gavi and the Global Fund, IPA, JPAL. It doesn't matter whether these guys are implementers, funders, or researchers. We found that rarely are their needs narrow enough to be met by a single piece of technology, software or hardware. So we're forced to spend precious resources recoding the wheel, trying to get these things to work together. And to explain OpenFn, I want to tell you a story about one of those clients. You might remember them from this stage. Aggro. Aggro is fantastic. They have an SMS-based layaway program that helps farmers, poor farmers in Mali and Senegal. And it's really brilliant. They use the existing network of corner store vendors and feature phones, basic cell phones. They've served like 10,000 farmers already. Here's the tech. So there's an SMS gateway, and that sends and receives messages in bulk. They also have a fairly sophisticated database to manage their farmers, the vendors, the scratch cards, and they use an Android app for doing barcode scanning of all the inventory that's moving around these rural distributed networks. Now, the problem, for lack of a better metaphor, is that these tools don't speak the same language. So every time an SMS is received, it has to be manually matched against the database. And if there's a match, then a human being needs to prepare a response and send it out to the farmers. The inventory data took days or weeks to manually reconcile. So this type of administrative work is soul-crushing. But beyond that, Aggro hopes to serve 1 million farmers in the next 10 years. And this system is too slow, too costly, and too error-prone to ever achieve that kind of scale. So this is where we come in. OpenFn teaches technologies to talk to one another. It's not magic, but with a few clicks, a non-technical person can actually train Teller to communicate with Salesforce, so that every time there's a new message, it gets matched against the database. Then Salesforce can ask Teller to reply to the farmer in seconds, not days. The inventory data is updated in real time, so managers at Aggro have supply chain visibility like they're FedEx. I get excited about this stuff, but clearly. But what's important, and believe me, this is all the farmers care about, is that the system just works. So what we have here is only a prototype. We've taught a handful of technologies to speak to one another. But the connections are universal, and we're already being used by organizations in public health, the environment, in poverty alleviation, and we're starting to experience a network effect, which is basically that the value of the system increases exponentially with the number of connections, and there are some amazing tools to connect. All of these really powerful on their own, but when they work together seamlessly, they're game-changing. So look, technology is not the answer, but it shouldn't be the problem. And when we teach these tools to talk to one another, the systems behind this whole sector, they start to just work. Thank you.